Hello, I wanted to take a few minutes and do a short video. I've been told a lot of people like to watch these short videos while they're taking their lunch break or other times, so I wanted to explain something. I'm getting a lot of new followers on Facebook, which I'm very excited about, and I welcome you to our page. I've been a minister for a long time, and I've experienced a lot of what a lot of you are experiencing is questioning my theology. And if you would, coming out from a system that maybe left us wondering what's going on, wonder why things aren't working out. So I wanted to share something with you today. Some might wonder if I consider myself to be a mystic or what I call a comforter messenger, why I study the Bible if it contains false perceptions and added words, twisted around sentences and grossly mistranslated words, and even adding scripture to the Bible that wasn't there. I continue to study the Bible because I understand a statement that Job, which is an ancient man of the Bible, and he's from Uz, U-Z, that he made that really woke me up to a lot. And it kind of was the beginning of my journey to begin to really dig into the Word and translate Scripture and find out what was really been said. And so I looked up Uz the other day, and it spiritually represents the process of thought by which man arrives at a conclusion, whether it's truth or it's error, and then they establish that conclusion in their consciousness. And that's what has happened to a lot of people in the world, particularly in the Western Christian evangelical organizations, is we establish things, we think it's a truth, and when it might not be. And I like to say this a lot, a truth believed to be, a lie believed to be a truth will affect you though it is a truth. And we've all been there. And so we want to make sure whatever is established in our consciousness is true. And I found in the King James Version of the Bible, it's recorded of Job saying, surely there's a vein for the silver and a place for gold where they find it. And I thought that was interesting. But I also understood that gold symbolizes the divine mind, or the divine, and silver symbolizes redemption. And so my translation reads, there exists a great fountain of life force within us that reveals the awesomeness of our relationship with our Father and the riddance of all that hinders, and the decree of the divine nature clarified to us. So while intently studying the scripture for close to where I worked for 43 years of my life in the sales arena, part of that last 23 years, I trained salespeople who would solicit for appointments. And I made up a story kind of to talk to them about not giving up. And you might think it's kind of funny, but stick with me if you would. I titled it, There's Gold in Them Their Hills. And the story goes, on January 24th in 1848, gold was discovered when James Marshall made his customary inspection of the sawmill he was building for a gentleman named John Sutter, and he discovered gold. And the word spread, that was in California, the word spread all across the country, and from there people traveled through treacherous land with wild animals and criminals on their journey, and many died, many were injured, but the ones who were able to, they intently continued on their journey. Why would they do that after all that happened? Well, because they knew there was gold in them, their hills. So they heard stories of other miners being robbed, robbing people who found gold, and the bankers often cheated them during the exchange for the money. But they kept on their journey because they knew there was gold in those hills. So finally, a group of well-worn travelers arrived at that Sutter Creek area near Cullum, California, and they began to stake their claims. And they were lied to many times. They would buy claims, buy places of land, and they came up with nothing. And when they found gold, they would be shot and driven away or whatever. And then they were told, oh, there's gold over here, and they sent them to another camp, and they went their way. But what they were taught was gold ended up being fool's gold. So many died and others got hurt, but there was some who never gave up because they knew there was gold in them, their hills. So finally, they would find what they called the mother lode. And they were rewarded for many days and hours of struggle that they went through, the fight that they did. And some of them got very discouraged, so much so that they gave up their minds and went back home, not knowing that they were maybe inches or just feet away from the whole mother lode. So why am I telling you this story about gold and silver in them their hills? Well, What's that got to do with spiritual things? Well, I'll tell you what it has to do. You may not be aware of this, but the metaphysical understanding of gold is our divine nature, and of silver is redemption. So a metaphysical understanding of redemption is the process of a gradual transformation that takes place as we give up our self-ego, which is me, myself, and I, and we allow spirit to speak and work in our subconscious and our conscious awareness and our thoughts, bringing truth and life into our very being. And so when we then conform to the standards of spiritual self with whom we have always existed, but we were unaware. The Apostle Paul wrote this corruptible mindset must put on an incorruptible mindset. So what produced a corruptible or liable to die mortal mindset is that we ascertained and we sought to know a God that was a false God. That included what religiosity made up. And even though through this we realized that there is a Father, there is a source, our Papa, our Chi, our essence, inner self, life source, God, whatever you title, it always meets people in their awareness. And so I'm just telling you this for those of you that are in that place where you think you just want to throw away the Bible. There's gold there and there's silver there. And if you need help with it, there are people that can help you with this, because we've been mining it for a long time. And we found out there's tremendous spiritual understanding of the Bible. And yes, some of it is false perceptions. Lots of it is mistranslated, but there's a way to dig into it to find the truth. And that's my goal in life, is to find the truth. So if you're interested in more, you can reach out to me. You can message me. I have something like 35 books published that I can help you with. And we can lead you down this journey that you're going on. So maybe you don't have to go to a lot of empty minds anymore. So God bless you. Thank you for watching this video.